Generate by AI.
Tonight, I'm connecting 3 stories the corporate press wants you to see as random. UFO files dropping from the Pentagon, Tulsi Gabbard walking away from the intelligence world, and Melania Trump quietly consolidating influence in the East Wing and the American cities dealing with teen mobs taking over public spaces. These are all about who really controls information culture and the streets. Welcome to God, Guns, and Dogs. I'm glad you could join me today. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps with my algorithm. Government finally dumps decades of UFO files, but swears no aliens here, folks. Trump's Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, leads disclosure and then resigns. Melania Trump 2.0, not just fashion, but pushing AI foster care and online speech rules. Teen takeovers, thousands of kids, social media, cops, overwhelmed in places like Tampa and Orlando, Chicago, New York, and LA. Pentagon and intelligence agencies have released multiple batches of UFO files, documents, and videos labeled unidentified, anonymous phenomena. Files cover decades, Cold War reports, radar tracks, pilot testimonies, and recent military footage over New Mexico, the Persian Gulf, and the Great Lakes. Officials say we're doing this for transparency, but they also emphasize nothing proves alien tech or confirmed ET life, of course. And they're all black and white. They look crazy. I'll put a couple of them up here. Watch this. Use your style to question whether you trust the sudden love of transparency. Highlight the timing and point out how they pre-frame it. Here's a bunch of data, but you don't dare conclude aliens. Tulsi Gabbard, as Director of National Intelligence, has been front and center promoting the disclosure effort, telling Americans they deserve maximum access to UFO data. Now she announces that she's resigning, effective at the end of June, citing that her husband's serious bone cancer diagnosis and she needs to go home and take care of him. God bless him, and let's pray for Tulsi and her husband, okay? This comes after a stretch where she's overseen major intelligence moves, including the UFO releases, under Trump's second term. She pushed the system further towards disclosure than most insiders ever have, and now she's on her way out. Unfortunately, boy, she was one of the good ones. We're gonna miss Tulsi Gabbard. Or the establishment is happy to use her for controlled transparency, and then she exits under very personal circumstances. Note, Trump administration continues making aggressive foreign policy and military decisions in the Middle East and the Muslim majority regions at the same time UFO files are dropping. I wonder if the UFO disclosure, is it partially distraction, a pressure valve, or just another narrative tool while serious foreign policy and war decisions play out, largely off the front page. Melania 2.0, she is portraying a more policy-driven business-like persona, not just doing decor and ceremonies. It's part of the mainstream, and it often underplays everything that Melania does. They never put her in the news in a good light. First ladies can be very serious power centers. She's involved in cases of reuniting Ukrainian and Russian children with families, presenting a humanitarian portfolio. She's hosted a White House AI workshop that reached thousands of schools, putting her name on tech and education. She backed the Take It Down Act, aimed at abuse of intimate images and deepfakes, which touches online speech and platform responsibility. Her Fostering the Future initiative and support for the Fostering the Future Act puts her in the middle of debates on foster care, housing, and educational benefits. Question: who actually shapes these agendas? Her policies, her policy staff, or a faction in the White House? Tie it back to information control, AI deepfakes, online content, and children online, all interested with surveillance, censorship, and narrative shaping. She handles traditional First Lady events, of course, Easter egg roll, holiday events, congressional picnic, and planning a state dinner for King Charles III. You know, using soft power, smiling and photo ops on the surface while the East Wing pushes policies around kids' AI and online speech underneath. Soft power goes a long way, people. So I'm glad she's doing a lot with the children. We need it. They need it. So lately, I don't know what is going on with these teens, but they are gathering in groups of hundreds and terrorizing neighborhoods, cities, taking over streets, doing burnouts, setting fires, robbing, looting, damaging property. Newsweek and others describe teen takeovers, large youth gatherings organized through social media that flood parks, malls, and tourist spots. These events can quickly flip into chaos, fights, damage, and police clashes. Newsweek mapped incidents in cities like Tampa, Chicago, Washington. State talks transparency and counterterrorism. Melania talks AI, children, online harms, and safety. One side is justifying surveillance and war in the name of fighting Islamic extremists and foreign enemies, and the other is justifying speech controls and platform regulation in the name of protecting kids from tech and predators. Oh, there's so many predators out there. Please watch your children, and you need to find out what they're being taught in school, because the Islamics are indoctrinating them, and so are the crazy psychoactivist teachers. They're doing it behind the parents' backs, so you need to talk to your kids and find out if they're being indoctrinated with the Islamic bullshit or non-religion anti-American rhetoric or being an activist and communism talk. So definitely ask your kids, and if that's happening, you find out the teacher's name and you report them. We need to get rid of the teachers' union. Randy Weingarten, psycho, has no business being around children because all she's doing is robbing your tax money. It's disgusting. We need to fire half the teachers and hire real teachers that love America and love the kids, not these freak academic pedophiles, gays, rainbow cult, nihilists, and activists. These teachers are crazy. But Melania Trump, she still does the royal court stuff with the Easter egg rolls, holiday events, congressional picnics, and planning a state dinner for King Charles III. It's a soft, elegant front end for a very serious back-end policy machine. Meanwhile, back in the real world, kids here at home are turning American cities into live-action TikTok comment sections. You've got this teen takeover trend. It's a giant group of teenagers organizing on social media, converging on malls, parks, tourist hubs, and turning them into complete and utter chaos. In Tampa, police arrested 22 people aged 12 to 21 at Curtis Hickson Park, recovered guns, and even found a stolen vehicle. In Orlando's Icon Park, brawls erupted. 2 deputies were injured trying to restore order, and 9 people were arrested at that one. Icon Park's big fix? A chaperone policy is now in effect. No unsupervised minors after certain hours, because apparently the only way to manage a generation is to turn the entire country into a supervised playground. Cities are reacting with curfews, stricter enforcement, and talk of holding parents legally and financially responsible when these events blow up, and they should be held accountable. Where are your kids, parents?
By now, you may have seen some of the teen takeover in Lakeview late Monday night.
We should have tier deployment detail to the red line at Belmont and Sheridan.
Many here jumped off the red line at Belmont, soon blocking traffic and jumping on cars. No violence, but disruption and damage. This smashed up car is just one result. Comedian Dominic Racino had just finished a 9:30 show at Annoyance Theater when he tried to get his car that was parked at 925 Belmont.
I see a riot happening down the street and just sort of surrounded by cops that are just watching. I went up to one of the cops and I said, "My car's in there." And he looked at me and he said, "You're," and I was really faultless and without a choice.
Dominic and his partner had just bought the car as a Christmas gift to one another, and now it's in the shop with $15,000 worth of damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a new TikTok trend. Takeovers, going into restaurants, trashing places, meeting up, driving crazy. Listen, that's not going to work in Polk County. There's a whole lot of laws that not only hold juveniles responsible, adults responsible, but parents responsible for your children's conduct, to include juvenile curfews. Now, summer's coming, and we want the kids to have a good time and a fun time. They worked hard in the school this year. We don't want them to start next year with a criminal arrest record. But I'll guarantee you, they start cutting the fool, tearing up people's businesses, fighting in the streets. We're going to lock them up, all of them. And then, Mom and Daddy, if you don't hold them accountable personally, make sure they're home when they need to be, then we're going to come lock you up too, or charge you civilly, depending on which laws we can plug in. But parents, hold your children accountable so we don't have to. We will hold them accountable if you make us, but then we're going to hold you accountable too.
So look at the full picture. Overseas Islamic world, the U.S. is drawing up fresh counterterrorism strategies, labeling more Muslim Brotherhood branches as terrorists and calibrating how hard to hit Iran. We need to wipe them off the map. At home, the Pentagon hands you 200 more UFO files and blurry black and white videos, and we're in like 4K era and we get black and white blurry. This is such bullshit. They're such liars and frauds. I cannot stand this government. Oh, and just to let you all know, John Thune, the piece of shit Senate leader, didn't put the Save America Act up. Reconciliation bill that they were going to pass to fund ICE, and the DHS had the Save America Act attached to it. So John Thune didn't even put the bill up for a vote, and he went ahead and went home. They all went home. So now the Save America Act is not going to be passed before June. And if it's not passed before June, guess what? It doesn't get implemented for the midterm elections. I am livid. John Thune has to go. We need to primary his ass and get him the hell out of our Senate. We need MAGA Republicans, not these rhinos that are constantly going against Trump's agenda. We've got to replace these people because we've got 2 years left, okay? And if we don't have a supermajority in the Senate and in the House, nothing will get done. And we have got to codify Trump's executive orders. There's hundreds of them. We have got to close the loopholes in all of these government subsidy programs so that these freaking demon rat Democrats can't be frauding us to death with their illegal aliens and their imported fraudsters. So they think permanent voters. I can't wait till these people get deported out of our country. They have no business being here, especially the Scuzzlums. They need to get out of our country, take their stupid Quran with them, with all their murderous rhetoric, worshiping a pedophile. They are disgusting. They poop on the ground. They eat with their hands. They don't know please and thank you. They're mean. They're nasty. They're dirty. They don't bathe. They are disgusting people. They think they're better than us. They stink. Whoa. If they think they're better than us, they need to take a real good look in the mirror. Those people are nasty. And they believe in death, killing, pushing their stupid agenda on other people that don't want anything to do with it, okay? They believe in beating women, defiling children. They are nasty, horrible, rotten people. We don't want anything to do with those people. They've got to go. At home, the Pentagon hands you UFO files to debate online while saying we still don't know what that stuff is, but it's not aliens. Calm down. The First Lady is rebranded as the guardian of children in the age of AI and deepfake, nudging the conversation toward more control on what could be shown, shared, and said. And in your own city, your kids are part of leaderless teen mobs. Your parks turn into flash riots and your local cops swing between babysitters and riot squads. They tell you they're protecting you from terrorists abroad, protecting your kids from predators online, and now finally being honest about UFOs. But the streets at home are less safe. The wars never really end, everybody. And the truth always shows up redacted. Like and subscribe helps my algorithm. So yeah, we got some new UFO files. We got some fresh terror designations for Islamic Scuzzlum groups. And we got Melania 2.0, and then we got the teen takeovers. What we still don't have is a system that knows how to tell the truth, stay out of endless wars, or raise a generation that doesn't treat public spaces like a demolition derby. Well, folks, that's your news update for today. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. Remember, no matter what life throws your way, you still have potential. God bless you, and God bless America.
Generate by AI.